Bruh.
Hola y bienvenidos de nuevo a Chungus Grande. That was for all of my Spanish fans out there. Today I have two bone-chilling creepypastas from user Skyrim90000 from the creepypasta Reddit. Let's just jump right into our first story, The Clone. When I was young, my family and I would visit my grandmother every Saturday. Her name was Jerry. She was excellent. She would let me stay up past my bedtime, cook me what I wanted to eat, and bought me anything I ever wanted. She would also comfort me when something in my life went wrong, like the time my best friend died in a car crash when he was driving home after a party at his friend's house. I always loved to visit her. Every day I would daydream about our next visit. That was always the case, until that day I discovered the truth about her. You see, there was one thing she never allowed me to do: go into the basement. She always told me that it was dark and creepy, and that was where she kept all her priceless possessions. As a kid, I would obey her, thinking that she simply didn't want me accidentally breaking any of her accessories. She would put a huge metal lock on the trapdoor, and I would watch her every time. I had to know what was down there, and one day, I got the chance. I was on one of our family visits, as usual. Everyone had gone to get food, and I was left behind since I was in the middle of a game. I quickly paused the game and ran to the trapdoor. Now was my chance. Luckily for me, she was the more careless type of person. I wasn't surprised when I saw the key hanging right beside the trapdoor on a coat hanger. Checking that the coast was clear, I quickly grabbed the key and sprinted carefully back to the trapdoor and inserted the key into the lock. The lock opened with a click, and I took the lock out. Gathering my nerves, I entered the trapdoor and closed the door behind me. When I turned around, I gasped in horror. I couldn't believe what I saw. There were no items, or anything for that matter. The room was bathed in a blood-red glow that come from several red lights on the ceiling. The only piece of furniture that I could see was a blue wooden chair in the middle of the room. My heart started beating when I saw that someone was being bound to the chair by two metal chains. As I moved closer, I could make out who it was. My mind couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was Jerry. Wow, simply incredible. From beginning to end, I was enraptured in the world. Now I'd like to take this brief respite in between our two stories to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe, and also hit the bell button so you can be notified when I make a new video. Also add this video to your favorites. Go and follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram as well. And I also have a Twitch channel where I stream horror games sometimes. And also my subreddit r/chimichungus9001. And finally, I'd like to shout out my patron on Patreon, Andre Bechert. With that out of the way, I think we should move on to our next story. The story of Squidwarxxxx. Once, I wanted to watch some SpongeBob SquarePants, so I turned on my TV. I was in luck. There was an episode on right now, and it just got to the last part of the intro. I was wondering which episode it was playing when I saw the title, The Story of Squidwarxxxx. The background was Squidward smiling at the screen, although he looked more sinister than normal. The bubblies flooded the screen, and the show started. Squidward was dancing in his room when SpongeBob suddenly bursts in through the second floor window. Hi, Squidward. Hi, Squidward. Hi, Squidward. Hi, Squidward. Hi, Squidward. He begins to shout over and over using his goofy voice. I've had enough, Squidward shouts. I'm taking the easy way out. Then, before my very eyes, he jumped through his second floor window. The show fades to black when he was jumping out. Then, the words appeared on my screen. This is the story of Squidwarxxxx. And then, my TV melted. I love SpongeBob, and if this happened to me, I would be pretty terrified. Although, I'm afraid that's all we have time for today. Please join me next week as I read some happy spaghettis.